Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. I said I'll be talking about the Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather interview. I've done one. I wanted to do another one. It was obviously a different point that Mayweather made. But guys, before I get into this, smash the like button, guys. I really appreciate if you can smash that like button. Let's get those likes up, guys. It really helps the channel. It really helps the channel grow. So if you can smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Let's get this video to as many likes as possible, guys. I really appreciate it when you guys smack the like button. Don't stop doing it, guys, because the more times you smash the like button, the better it is for my channel, the more it grows. So I really appreciate if you guys can smash that like button. It just does a lot for my channel. It helps it grow. It helps it get the videos out there. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And also share the videos, guys. The more you share the videos, the more you send the videos out there on different platforms, it'll help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate if you guys can do that. So yeah, thank you very much for all the guys that do that and support the channel. And all of you that tune in, actually, because you're all supporting, you're helping me grow. And leave your comments, leave your thoughts as well. That really helps as well. Not just smashing the like button. I want to know what your opinion is about what I'm saying. We can have a healthy debate. Then I can, write back to some of you, and we can have a good, healthy debate. And obviously, as you guys know, I will be doing live streams as well. Unfortunately, I've been very busy of late, and I haven't managed to get time. But there will be a live stream soon on the way, and we will talk boxing. But yeah, guys, let's get into this. Floyd Mayweather has made some comments about Canelo, saying that he believes that Canelo was easy work, and Canelo hasn't improved much since his fight with Mayweather. Now, I don't know whether Mayweather is saying this just to make his win look good against Canelo by saying that Canelo hasn't improved much and he hasn't got better, because obviously he beat Canelo. So by saying that, Canelo hasn't improved much, he's implying he beat the best version of Canelo. And listen, Floyd knows his boxing. Like, someone wrote in the thing that these guys that never boxed before, they come out and they think they know more than Floyd. I've never ever said I know more than Floyd. I even said in one of my videos previously that Floyd knows a lot about boxing. But there was a comment actually below that saying that, are you trying to say boxers never lie? Boxers never, of course they do. Of course they do. If you think Floyd Mayweather is talking the truth there by saying that Canelo Alvarez hasn't improved, then you're a fool, as far as I'm concerned, because there's no way Floyd, knows as much as boxing as he does, thinks that Canelo Alvarez hasn't improved. The only reason he's saying that, and a lot of people have said, is Floyd bitter and jealous? Well, he definitely comes across a bit like that way, because how can you honestly say that Canelo Alvarez hasn't improved since fighting Floyd Mayweather? That's crazy. That's crazy to say something like that, because Floyd knows deep inside that Canelo has improved massively since fighting him. Like, come on. But when Canelo fought Floyd, he was slow on his feet. He could be outboxed. He didn't have the boxing IQ. He didn't have the experience. He hadn't fought as many champions. Now Canelo Alvarez is a lot more smart on his feet. He punches a lot hard. He's got, in my opinion, a more variety of punches. He goes down very well to the body. And I think what he improved the most is his feet. He closes off the ring a lot quicker. I think he's become a much better pressure fighter. He closes the exits. He blocks the exits. And he's very good with feet. And what he does now is, guys that move a lot, he digs down to the body very hard. So he looks to put water in the basement, as Teddy Atlas would say, to slow you down. That's what Canelo does. If you look at what he did with Billy Joe, he went down to the body. That's what Canelo Alvarez does. Canelo Alvarez, he's a very, very good body puncher. And against Floyd, he didn't really do that a lot. He didn't really go down to the body a lot. But that's probably because of his lack of boxing IQ. Now, if you look at Canelo, when he fights a guy that moves, he goes straight to the body. He starts bashing that body. Now, Billy Joe was moving a lot. And from the first round, he knew this guy's going to move around a lot. Canelo went down to the body. What do you think? That's not boxing IQ. That's not intelligence. That's not intelligence. Of course it is. Canelo Alvarez is a very, very smart and intelligent fighter. what I just mentioned there about him going down to the body, that's what you got to do to a guy that moves around, that's got good legs. You need to go down to the body. You need to slow him down. And that's what Canelo Alvarez does. So for anyone to say that Canelo Alvarez hasn't improved since the Mayweather fight is ridiculous. He's improved massively. Massively. And I think the Caleb Plant fight, the Billy Joe Saunders fight should have shown you that. See, all of a sudden, Billy Joe Saunders was going to cause Canelo trouble. Caleb Plant was going to beat Canelo. Canelo beats them. They're not the guys. Now all of a sudden he needs to fight Benavidez and he needs to fight Andrade and he needs to fight Charlo. But when he beats them, then there's going to be some other reason. He's ducking that guy. There's always excuses. Canelo Alvarez, the reason why, he is where he is because he's improved since the Mayweather fight. He's become a way better fighter than what he was when he fought Mayweather. Come on. Like, look, he fought Golovkin. And that was a close fight. I personally had him losing the first Golovkin fight. The second fight, look, he improved. Canelo Alvarez is an improving fighter. He's getting better. Canelo Alvarez isn't as naturally as gifted as Floyd. Canelo Alvarez and Mayweather is a bit like Messi and Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a guy that's not as gifted as Messi. And for me, Canelo Alvarez isn't as gifted as Messi, but Canelo Alvarez keeps improving. He through his hard work in the gym, Canelo Alvarez keeps improving. Mayweather was more naturally gifted, but Mayweather also put in the work in the gym. But when Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, that was not the best version. So Floyd trying to imply that, that was the best version of Canelo Alvarez, it wasn't. He was 24. He didn't have the experience. He hadn't had... Like, people say that Canelo had 40 fights when he fought Mayweather. It's irrelevant. You could have 40 fights, but remember, Canelo Alvarez started pro at 16 years of age. So Canelo Alvarez wasn't fighting the competition that Floyd was fighting in his 40th fights. Floyd was fighting like Hall of Famers at that time. So Floyd was going into a Canelo Alvarez fight, had already fought so many Hall of Famers. How many Hall of Famers had Canelo Alvarez fought before going into a fight with Floyd Mayweather? Probably none. And that was the difference. And Floyd at the time said that as well, that my experience is too much. I've been in the ring with much better fighters than Canelo. He was right. So now all of us are suddenly saying that Canelo hasn't improved much and he's the same fighter. After Canelo being in the ring with Lara, being in the ring with, guys like Khan, Jacobs, Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, come on, Austin Trout, Miguel Cotto, you're telling me after being in the ring with all those type of guys that Kovalev, after being in the ring with all those type of guys that, Canelo Alvarez has not improved. Of course he's improved. He had to improve because if he was the same guy that fought Floyd Mayweather, then there would have been other guys that would have beat him as well. Because the guy that beat Floyd Mayweather wasn't that impressive, to be honest with you. The guy that fought Caleb Plant and fought Billy Joe Saunders, that guy was really good. And it's not just that, from a mentality point of view, Canelo Alvarez feels he's the king of boxing. Whenever he goes inside that ring, he feels that ring is his own. He makes that ring his own. Canelo Alvarez is operating at a different level right now. Now, do I think... I've been on record and I've said I don't think he's a better fighter than Floyd. I think Floyd was more naturally gifted. I think Floyd had some unbelievable attributes. But this version of Canelo Alvarez would beat Floyd Mayweather because firstly, Canelo Alvarez fights at super middleweight and Floyd never even fought at middleweight. So how... when people say that Floyd would beat him now, how? Canelo fights at super middleweight. How could Floyd beat a super middleweight? How? He's too big. He's too strong. He's also a very good boxer now as well. He's also much better. Like I said, when Canelo fought Floyd, how many times did you see Canelo go into the body? He wasn't experienced. He wasn't experienced enough. Floyd was just too good. But Canelo Alvarez would be... This version of Canelo Alvarez would beat Floyd because he'd be too big. Floyd never fought at middleweight. How's he going to beat Canelo at super middleweight? You've got to think about it. Size makes a big difference when you've got two skilled fighters. Canelo Alvarez right now is a very, very skilled fighter. The gulf between Canelo now and Mayweather isn't that big. I still would say that Mayweather probably has the better skills, but Canelo Alvarez is more complete in the sense that Floyd wasn't even a big puncher. Canelo's a big puncher and a good boxer. So Floyd Mayweather couldn't beat Canelo now because they're at 3-4 weights apart. Of course, Canelo would beat him. So you can't even compare. Canelo in his prime is right now, in my opinion. And Floyd in his prime was at welterweight, maybe lightweight. They're weights and weights apart. They're weights and weights apart. You know? So for me personally, no. I think, I personally think that, Canelo Alvarez has improved massively since the Floyd Mayweather fight. He's a completely different fighter. But obviously, I think Floyd, the reason why he's saying what he's saying, because obviously he makes Floyd, by saying that Canelo is the same fighter and he's not improved much, it makes Floyd's win over him look much better. And Floyd's always been like that. I've always told you that even when all the fighters that Floyd's fought, and if they're fighting somebody that he hasn't fought, he generally picks the guy that he's fought. You know, I remember when he fought Guerrero, when Guerrero and Garcia were fighting. I remember Floyd Mayweather said after the fight that he thought Guerrero won, when most people thought Garcia won that fight. But Floyd said that Guerrero, because he wants to make out the guys that he fought are better, because it makes his legacy look better. Floyd's always been like that. You know, and what he's doing here with Canelo by saying that, Canelo hasn't improved much, it makes him look better, because it makes him look like he's beaten the best version of Canelo Alvarez, when clearly he didn't. So that's my take on that. There's no way you can say that Canelo Alvarez hasn't improved since the Mayweather fight. He is definitely improved. Definitely improved. Right? And if you think otherwise, then you're biased. Because there's no way you can look at the Caleb Plant fight, who a lot of people thought would give Canelo trouble, and Billy Joe, who they thought would give trouble. And Canelo dealt with those guys quite easily, to be honest. And I don't think he was at his best against either guy. That was a vintage Canelo, but yet he still beat him comfortably. So yeah, that's my take on it. He's improved massively. I'd love to know your opinion. Has Canelo Alvarez improved since the Mayweather fight? Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you're thinking, guys. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.